Hello,
Hello.
my name is Khairjan Qizaytulqan Begum. I'm from Kazakhstan. I'm 22 years old. I'm studying in communication faculty in Com4. So before starting, I wanted to say thank you and appreciating for giving the time for us and welcome for our interview.
Mm-hmm.
And to begin, can you please tell us a bit about yourself, your name, your age, current position, and your profession?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good
Waalaikumsalam.
afternoon, students. My name is Hazrima binti Abdul Rahim. I am 51 years old, a mother of four.
MashaAllah.
I have one daughter and three boys, ranging from 26 years old to 12 years old. And I am a senior lecturer in the School of Foundation Studies. And the courses that I teach semester is either effective presentation or basics of critical thinking. And this semester I'm teaching the semester 3, the August 2024 batch, basics of critical thinking. And I have been teaching since 1998. I started off as an English teacher. I taught in 4 government schools, and my subject is English. And I did my master's somewhere in 2000 to 2004, if I'm not mistaken. That was a long time ago. And I did my PhD in one of the nearby public universities here. I graduated in 2014. I did my PhD in 3 years full time. Then I got to know that Xiamen is opening. So I tried my luck and I got a job here. So I've been teaching in Xiamen for 9 years already.
Wow, mashallah.
I'm sorry for that quite long introduction though.
No. It's amazing introduction actually. So it's a very long story of teaching and a lot of experience.
A lot of experience is yes, but I wouldn't consider myself as an expert. But yes, I do have a lot of experience in teaching.
Okay, it's cool. So we are starting our interview, and we wanted to start with your childhood and your early choices. So our first question, did any hobbies or interests from your childhood influence your academic path?
When I look at this question, I obviously do not know an answer to it.
Okay.
I don't see myself being a teacher, but I do have preferences in learning English. So I think English is my biggest strength. But I don't have any interests or hobbies that lead me to this.
Okay. Maybe it will come from different things.
Yeah.
Second question. Was there someone in your family or close circle who inspired you to pursue education?
It has to be the credit has to be given to my late dad. He was a teacher and he was in the education line, and he pursued a lot of his career to education and contributed a lot to the Malaysian education, also Palestine education.
Wow.
And I think that my father was the figure inspiring me to become a teacher and teach. I think that's the only thing I can do best.
Yeah, mashallah. Yeah, our fathers is the role models in our family. So the third question, which school subject did you enjoy the most and why?
I bet it has to be English. I'm not good in math. I'm not good in pure sciences. I think English is the easiest to understand, and I can relate more on why I must use English in life. Like if you learn physics and chemistry, I cannot see the relationship. I cannot make the connection between real life situations. So maybe that was one of the reasons I was totally put off and I cannot excel in those areas. So I think it has to be English.
Yeah, okay, good answer. And another question, was there some scientist or public figure who again inspired you in your youth?
I don't have one. I cannot think of. When I look at the question again, I was like, I don't have one. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't have an answer for that. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
but I think your dad is almost like.
Yeah. But he's not a public figure,
But
and he's not
yeah.
a scientist. So
But for us, like he will be more than that.
yeah.
And the last question about childhood. What did higher education mean to you personally, considering your family background?
Okay, like I mentioned, my father has been one of the biggest motivator,
Mm-hmm.
and it's somehow like an unspoken rule in the family that he wants his children to gain the highest level of education as possible, not just until high school. You have to do your degree,
Yeah.
and you have to somehow do your masters, and you have to do your PhD. Although he didn't say you must, but he somehow makes it, like he once told me, I remembered that we were in a car, only the two of us. He said, Along is my nickname at home, meaning the first one.
Okay.
The first child is Along in our Malay language. He said, I want you to pursue your masters and PhD, but before you do that, you need to get your husband's consent. You need to get permission from your husband, because not many Malay husbands would like their wives to pursue higher education. So Alhamdulillah, I get a very supportive husband, and I think my dad really puts a lot of emphasis on his children to further studies, not just ending up until high school. So that's why all five of us managed to get at least a degree, and the two of us, me and my second sister, are doctorate holders, PhD holders.
MashaAllah. Your father and husband very mature to allow us, and we have you in our university right now. Thanks
I'm
to
just
them.
a small person in the university.
Very big thank you.
Nobody knows me.
No. Okay. And I will give the chance to continue or interview my friend or
Okay.
Rano. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm starting my questions.
Okay.
Education. My first. Okay. Did you studying at two different universities teach you different things or show UK different? Yes or no?
I studied in 3 different universities. My degree was in the UK, and my master's is in a public university in Johor, and my PhD is nearby here in another public university. So what I can say, if I were to able to sum up in a one-liner, I would say that British or UK education allows you to be more, you see learning as something that is a positive drive. It's not so much on, like what I'm seeing my students now is more on, okay, I want to complete the assignment. I don't care the process. I don't care this and that. I just want to complete it. But when I studied back then, the education in the UK allow you to somehow see the journey as something that is enjoyable, in the truest meaning of enjoyable, where you're actually having fun, even though you're at the library fighting for books and you don't understand what you read from the reference, but it's something that is enjoyable, which I don't quite see it in the present scenario. I have 2 children in the universities, and I think they're basically seeing learning as how you guys are seeing it. Maybe it's different. So if you were to ask me, I think overseas education, in my context, they would prefer discovering new things, doing a lot of research, asking questions in class, not so afraid to make mistakes, that kind of thing, which I find it not happening so much here in the public universities. But I don't know about now, because I once taught in public universities as a part-timer. Students are still scared. They depend so much on the teacher, even though it's degree, that kind of thing.
Okay. Next question. Which project or research during your studies had the greatest impact on you?
This has to be dedicated to one of the field work that I have to do when I did my doctorate. For the record, my PhD thesis is about English reading in Malaysian government schools. So I have to study the text, the curriculum document, I have to make sure that whatever that is inserted in the document is being mapped correctly in the class and also in the textbook. So I think what I enjoyed, or what is the greatest impact, is when I noticed that there is not so much of alignment. You know what I mean? Alignment. The government prepares a document that teachers have to do this, you have to achieve this. But when I go and see in school, that is not happening. The textbook is also not portraying what is being mentioned in the government document. So that is something that it was worrying back then. So I was like, what have I been doing in school? Because I was a teacher. Am I doing it wrongly? So that is the thing that impacted me for a few months, and I was already had the impression that I should take my children out from school because it's a serious thing. But apparently this very serious matter wasn't taken into consideration, I think, because it's just a small research. Yeah, the system is one big thing anyway.
Okay, was there a professor or mentor who had a significant influence on your academic journey?
I had two supervisors, one for my master's and one for my PhD. I think I would give this credit to my supervisor in my doctorate journey, my PhD. She's a Malaysian lecturer in the university, in University Science Islam Malaysia. If you know, I do not know whether you know. She has been very helpful, has been very patient. Although I'm an English teacher, but when you do your thesis in English, it doesn't mean the same, you know, because when you write academic writing, it's not like you're writing essays in school. It's a totally different genre altogether. And I am thankful for I mean, it's a rizki from Allah also for me to get a very supportive supervisor, because if your supervisor is not helpful, I don't think so I can graduate in 3 years' time. So I would give that to my supervisor, Professor Dr. Harisun binti Muhammad Siddiq in University Science Islam Malaysia.
When did you first feel like a true academic or school?
True academic or scholar?
Yes.
Honestly, I've never felt as though I am a scholar. I never consider myself as an expert, because an expert needs you to write a lot of research papers, present in conferences. What I have been doing for the past how many years is teaching and trying to just make a little difference in my students' lives. So if that makes up the element of a true academician or a scholar, then I would consider more on the teaching side, not so much on the understanding of scholar is an expert, no. So I have never felt as though I'm a scholar. I'm just somebody who is very passionate to teach and hoping that whatever that I teach makes an impact to my students.
But the real experts always doubt on themselves.
No,
You're real expert.
Oh no, experts are more than just DR in front. It's a lot of things.
Yeah. What skills from your studies do you still use in your current work?
Trying to stay objective and trying to be as detailed as possible, because